Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about something that you're probably going to say to yourself, like, wait, what is he talking about? I think he's finally lost it with all these videos that he's posting here. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to pause after I ask the question, and I want you to answer it in your head. And I want you to think of the immediate answer that you thought of. And I'm simply just going to ask you, how come you thought of that answer? The question is, if a child, male, female, a child, was never told that it could not fly, it never had the paradigm set in its head that, no, we're humans, we're not birds, we can't fly, we can't do this. We can't do that. If he or she, if the child was never exposed to that, could they? What was your answer? Most likely your answer is, no way, no, Sean, he couldn't do that. There's no way that he could. We're humans and we don't fly, and that's not what we do. Really, the point that I'm trying to prove is how much are the paradigms that are kind of told to us as we're growing up, that are fed into our subconscious, how much does that kind of affect how we go about living our lives? So, yes, what I'm talking about is an extreme definition. Or is it? I've been told my entire life that I'm a human being and that I can't fly, and when you get close to that edge, be careful because you don't do... These are all things that were said to us. Really what I want you to think about is, think about the other things that were said to you in life that you're kind of letting slow you down or letting them essentially affect who or how you are. Are there things in your life that you were told that you didn't totally believe, but then, as you grow up, they're just kind of so sunken into your head that that's just kind of like how you become? Those things can really switch. And again, I don't know. I'd like to say, like, at the end of this, like, oh, well, like, obviously don't try that. Don't stand on the edge of a thing and try and fly. But really think about the things that you're doing in your life that you could change. Like, oh gosh, I've always been overweight, and that's just kind of how I'm going to be. Or, well, gosh, my mom drank a lot, and that's why I drink a lot. Or, gosh, fill in the blank, whatever the case might be. What are the things that you're telling yourselves? What are the paradigms that you're living? What I'm basically saying is that we can't live our entire lives letting other people tell us how it's going to be, or tell us how it's been. Just like that example at the very beginning of it. I don't think I've ever met anybody in their entire life that hasn't been told their entire life, oh, no, you can't fly, you can't do that. That might have been standing at the edge of a table very young and went to soar and saw the bird and fly, and they were, no, you can't do that, you can't do that. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, it's like a shock to your brain. It's like, no, I can't do that. What are the things, though, that you're telling yourself that really just aren't true? What are the paradigms that you could switch in your life? You have control over this. The more desire that you put behind what it is that you want, it's almost like an unstoppable train. That being said, though, at the same time, all of the stupid bullshit that you're telling yourself, it's just, a lot of it, is just kind of bullshit. Like I've said in a lot of those videos, is that if you really want something, figure out, how to go and do that thing. Or if you say, well, gosh, my mom drank a lot, so I'm a big drinker. It's not really the case. These are just things that we're kind of telling ourselves. So again, going back to that question, if a 10-year-old child was never told that he could not fly, could he?